Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a Chatty tutorial, which basically is somewhere in between a let's get ready talking while I'm getting ready video and a tutorial. I don't know which one to call it, so I'm going to call it a Chatty tutorial, which is just something all new together. I thought that I would do this because I'm about to go out and I really wanted to create a look using this, which is my Fierce and Tangy Maybelline colour tattoo. I got this a while back and I kind of looked at it and was like, how am I going to wear a bright orange? And I came up with this look, which I don't know if you guys can really see that great in this lighting, but it's got orangey undertones, but it's not overwhelmingly like pow, like bright orange in your face. But if you do want to see a pow, bright orange in your face tutorial using this, do let me know, because I do actually have an orange eyeshadow that's like bright as, so let me know and I can do that for you guys. But I thought I'd do something a little bit more wearable. If you guys like this kind of chatty tutorial, let me know and I will do another one for you guys. So if you want to see how I created this look, then please keep on watching. Right, so first off, I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm not quite this pasty in real life. I am quite pasty, but not this pasty. But anyways, I'm going to get right into it. I've already applied my foundation and my concealer. I haven't applied powder because I'm going to be using my Mineral Therapy Illuminator from Face of Australia. Mine's in Angel Mist. I know there's two different shades, but mine is in Angel Mist. I'm just going to use my contour brush, I think, from Real Techniques. I really like this brush. I'm just going to get that into the brush, put some on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to apply that just to the tops of my cheekbones. I don't know how you guys can see the shine to it, but it's just a really nice natural looking highlight. I just feel like using this. I haven't used it in a while. I want my skin to be quite nice and glowy today. Please do excuse that red mark. It's not a bruise, don't worry. I haven't gotten into any fights or anything. I just went a little bit hard on some skincare and I think I just irritated my skin a bit. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. This is my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in dark and I'm just going to fill them in like I normally would. You guys can kind of see that they are naturally a bit sparse nearer to the tops of my brows, but the middle and the tail of my brow are quite full, so I just kind of fill in the gaps and just go over everything to make sure that it's the same shade. I'm just going to go over my brows with a brow gel. This is my Revlon one. I actually need to go and see if they have more of these at Posty Plus because this one's going all gunky and I think it's almost run out. I lost my original one. I still never found it. I don't know where it is. I'm going to be focusing on, I'm going to be showing you how I like to wear my Fierce and Tangy colour tattoo from Maybelline, because obviously this is like a fluorescent, bright, crazy pumpkin orange. So you're not necessarily going to be wearing a bright, crazy, fluorescent pumpkin orange colour, but I'm going to show you how I make it more wearable for every day. And yeah, so first off, I am going to be using another colour tattoo because I don't want to do orange from my inner corner to my outer corner. You can do that if you like. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do, but I personally want to have kind of like a brighter inner corner, so I'm going to be taking my colour tattoo in Too Cool. This one is really dry, which is unfortunate. Majority of mine are dry, but the two newer ones that I bought are quite moist, which is good. Like really moist and creamy. But this one unfortunately is not. But I'm just going to apply that to my inner half of my eyelid. Now I'm going to go in with Fierce and Tangy, but I'm going to use a brush for this one. This is a paintbrush actually from Kmart. It came in a set. But I think because it's kind of like a concealer style brush, it actually works really well for applying cream products to my face. So I like to use it to apply this. I've also used it to apply concealer under the brow. I really like it. So I'm going to take Fierce and Tangy, just a little bit of it because it is quite pigmented. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that on the rest of my eyelid. Just like that. It is very orange. That's what we want. Well, what I want. I don't know what you guys want. Now I'm just kind of blending the orange forward. But I'm not... Oh, I'm not putting any more on the brush. I'm kind of just pulling the product towards the inner tear. And now I'm going to use this quad. I feel like this quad works perfectly. This is a iStudio quad in Copper Chic. Now it kind of seems like I'm being sponsored by Maybelline, but I'm not. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But I'm going to go in with the first colour, which is a... I don't know, you be the judge, kind of like a golden, bronzy white. Does that make sense? It's got like a golden bronze undertone to it. Take it on this brush, tap off the excess because it is quite a, I wouldn't say powdery, but it's one of those products that does have a fair bit of fallout. And I'm just going to apply that into the inner tear duct, the inner part of the lid, and just a little bit along the lower lash line. Also, if you guys like, you can apply that to the brow bone. I personally don't like shimmery highlights. I only really like slightly iridescent highlights or completely matte, but I'll decide what I'm going to do later. Now I'm going to go in with the, I don't know what you guys want to call it, this colour here. I think it's like a copper, penny, 10-cent coin colour. We're just going to call it copper. I don't know what you'd actually call it. But I'm taking that on my e.l.f. shader brush. This is the professional eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. from the Essential line, in case you were curious. I get questions about my brushes quite often. And I'm going to place that right over top of where we've placed the orange. It's hard to explain. It looks like a slightly more orangey version of the eyeshadow in the pan. Can you see that? Hopefully. It just keeps like a little bit of an orange look to it without it being like, bam, I'm wearing orange eyeshadow. So now that I've got that, I'm just going to go ahead and blend with a blending brush. I'm going to blend out the crease, and I'm also just going to lightly blend in between the two colours just to make sure that there's no like mega harsh line, which there is a slightly more harsh than I'd like line right now. This is a clean 217, just kidding, it's not even a 217, well it's the same as a 217 by MAC, but it's a E25 from Sigma, and I'm just blending with nothing on it, just to kind of make sure that it's not like, you know, now it's more of a gradient, whereas before it was a bit more dramatic. So I reckon you could totally leave it like this. I think it actually looks quite nice, but I'm going to do a little bit of work in the crease. First I'm going to take my concealer, which is the Glamouflage by Hard Candy, and I'm just going to take that under my brow, just because I have a little bit of a dot where I've tried to pluck my brow and pretty much plucked my skin instead, so it's quite red, just to kind of conceal that and just sharpen up the underneath of my brow. I'm using the Definer brush, I believe it's called, from the Real Techniques Core Collection set. I have a review on those brushes if you guys want to see that. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the next colour along, which is kind of like a medium bronzy kind of colour. It's not too deep, kind of golden, don't really know. On the same brush we just used, and I'm just going to work that right in the crease. I'm not taking it up, I'm pretty much sticking it more so on my lid and just working that through, because I want to keep this look relatively low. I just think with something quite kind of bronzy, I don't know, I don't like to pull it too far up, otherwise I think it looks a bit too dramatic for my liking, but this is just supposed to be a really nice wearable look. So now I'm going with another clean brush. This is another blending brush that I have from Avon, and I'm just taking that along the edge of the eyeshadow just to kind of make sure that it is somewhat blended. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and take my shader brush again from e.l.f. and I'm going to take the darkest colour in the palette, which is a really, really nice kind of dark shimmery chocolate brown colour. Excuse the truck next door. And I'm just going to pack that onto the outer kind of corner area, almost where you would be applying a cat eye wing. Don't worry that it's quite messy because we are going to blend it. So now I'm taking the clean brush and I'm just going to blend that in. It doesn't take much blending. I feel like these eyeshadows are really, really easily blendable, but at the same time, because they are so blendable, they're very easy to overblend, so be very careful not to overblend, otherwise you're going to lose all of the definition that we've just created. With the same brush that we used to apply the cream shadow, I'm just going to use it underneath the eye. I'm going to use a very, very tip of it because it is a really, really skinny tip. I like to use it for under my eye. So I'm going to go in with the medium bronze colour, which was this one right here, and I'm going to blend that all the way along my lower lash line to meet the shimmery colour we put in the inner tear duct. And because it's got a little bit of that orange on there, it'll help to bring it all together. So I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but it's come out a little bit too orange for my liking. So I'm just going to go in with the darker colour on the same brush, and I'm really, really gently going to feather that across just to try and kind of counterbalance some of that oranginess. And then I'm going to take the blending brush again. I've just dusted it clean and just kind of buff that. Don't want to really necessarily pull it down, but just make sure it's not such a harsh line. Alright, so we're going to leave the eyes for a second and go back to the face. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of under eye concealer. I did already have some on, but with all of the like the eyeshadows and whatnot, it's kind of taken some of it away. So I'm just going to kind of apply a little bit. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in light, just to kind of help to brighten up the under eyes and everything. Also, I'm going to powder my face now. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to be using my Rimmel Stay Matte in translucent. It's almost all gone, as you can see. I'm just taking my Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm just going to kind of press this over the skin. I'm just going to add a smidgen of blush. For some reason, I'm absolutely obsessed with this at the moment. It is Peaches by MAC. It's, as the name suggests, a peachy coral blush. Just going to swirl that onto my XO Beauty blush brush. Just going to sweep that onto my cheeks. I think it's just a really, really nice colour for my skin tone. I think it's really, really flattering, and it's just a nice, not too colourful colour, I don't know. I think it looks good with every look. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm using the 1x1 Volume by Maybelline. I absolutely love this mascara. I think it is perfect. I think I might need to buy a new tube soon because I've had it for a while and it might be starting to go a bit kind of like gross. I mean, I haven't noticed it yet, but I don't want to be left without because this mascara is seriously the bomb. I love it. So that is it for the eyes. As you guys can see, they're just kind of like an orangey bronzy colour. I know they're not like overwhelmingly orange, but I think they're really, really nice. They have a nice kind of orange tinge to them, and it's just a way to make this colour less outrageous and more wearable. And all of the products that I used, excluding the blush, are really, really affordable and easily accessible. And I forgot to do my lips, so let's pick something out for those. So for lips today, because my eyes are kind of a little bit busy, I'm just going to go really, really basic. I'm going to wear this. I haven't worn this in ages. I don't think I've even worn it out. This is my Maybelline Colour Sensational Shine, or Diamonds or something, in 109 Rosy Dream. It looks like this, and when you put it on, you guys can see that swatch. It's kind of like a pink tinged shimmery colour. It's really, really pretty. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm going to call it a chatty tutorial because it's supposed to be a let's get ready video, but then it kind of just turned into a tutorial, but I was talking too much, so chatty tutorial, it's my new thing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any more requests for tutorials or chatty tutorials or whatever that you want to see, let me know. I have a lot more videos coming up this week and from now on, so thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Can't even see my hands. Bye.